Okay, so let me talk to you about the comma rule that you're going to use today. And this one's a little bit more complicated than the one we did last class, but it's still not too bad. So this rule says that when you have an incomplete sentence before a complete sentence, you need to put a comma after it. They're called introductory clauses or phrases or words. And it's basically like just an introduction to your sentence. I don't know how else to describe it. It's pretty straightforward. So you still have a complete sentence, which is highlighted in yellow, just like we did last time. So students must read and write well. That's a complete thought. Now, if I wanted to add some extra information to the front of the sentence, I could do that here. If they want to pass, comma, students must read and write well. But if they want to pass by itself is an incomplete sentence. So if it's at the beginning and it's incomplete, it gets a comma after it. Here are a couple more examples. You could have something a little bit longer, like because of the snowstorm, comma, it will take me 2 hours to get home. You can have just a couple of words, like hoping and praying, I looked out the window all day. And you can even have just one word there, like however, comma, I can't complain. We've had a pretty easy winter. So the last slide that I have for you is just about like some general tips that you can follow when you're writing sentences like this. I'm sure you've studied prepositional phrases before, but if you don't remember, there's like a list of 50 of them. I just pulled some of the common ones. And basically, it's like a quick phrase that would start with one of these words, like after school, or before school, or below my house, or above the window, under the table. Like those quick phrases that start with words that give more information about where something is happening or when something's happening. If you start a sentence with one of those words, it's almost always going to have a comma in it. And then some other ones I saw in some of your writing, if you start a sentence with like still or however, for example, furthermore, meanwhile, first and foremost, if you just were doing like first, blah, 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 blah happened, you'd put a comma after first. If you start a sentence with yes or no, you'd put a comma after that. And that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot to it. It's kind of one of those rules that you just have to sort of like get the hang of. Like the more you write sentences with these incomplete sentences at the beginning of them, like the more you write using these introductory phrases, the more natural it will come to you.